Hello students, welcome back to the type 3 of business restructuring, that is we have valuation of shares. Before moving to this part, let us first understand what is goodwill, why valuation of goodwill is done. Okay, goodwill is difficult to define and easy to explain. It is an intangible fixed asset having a realizable value. As per the company law, it is considered as the most permanent asset. It can be converted into cash at the time of sale of business. So, goodwill is something which enables a proprietor to earn more profit in future. It is a magnetic power of attracting the flow of customers towards the organization. Thus, it is the present value of expected future earning. In simple word, you all know, it is the value of reputation of a business. It can fetch the market value. It is like other assets and which cannot be seen and touched. Over valuation of the consideration paid by acquiring enterprise stemming from error in valuing the other consideration tenders. So, excess of fair value of acquired enterprise, net assets over the book value of the acquired at the date of acquisition. These are the components while calculating the goodwill. For you all, you just have to think that there are types of goodwill. Generally, there are two types of goodwill. One is purchase goodwill and second is non-purchase, that is inherent goodwill. Purchase goodwill arises when one business purchases another and the purchase consideration paid is more than the net tangible asset purchased. It arises on acquisition. And non-purchase, that is inherent goodwill, it is the internally generated goodwill over the years. No cost can be placed on this type of goodwill. So, let us now move to the methods of valuation of goodwill. So, how to value or calculate the goodwill? So, students, when we calculate the goodwill, when it is a purchased goodwill, right? Inherent is a lump sum. So, purchased goodwill, there are various, you have 5 methods. The first method is number of year of purchase method. The formula is goodwill is equal to average profit or weighted average profit or super profit into number of year of purchase. Any one of can be asked in the question. Okay, number of year of purchase is given in the question to you. The second method is capitalization of FMP method. If the question is silent and they just want you to calculate value of goodwill, generally it is capitalization of FMP method only. The formula is goodwill is equal to capitalizing value of FMP minus average capital employed. Now capitalizing value of FMP is missing in the question, so we have to calculate that also. Average capital employed is also missing in the question, so we have to calculate that also. Capitalizing value of FMP. FMP is nothing but future maintainable profit. In future, how much profit is going to maintain? On basis of that only we are currently calculating the goodwill. Okay. So, FMP upon NRR, that is normal rate of return, into 100. NRR is also known as expected rate of return in some cases, ERR. Okay. So, if NRR is missing, generally it is in the percentage form. If it is missing in the question, then there are 3 ways. First is NRR is equal to dividend per share upon market price per share into 100. Second is they might have given you the dividend list of number of years. So just do the average of that list. Say for example, first year 10%, second year 12%, third year 13%, fourth year 10%, fifth year 15%. Just add it all, divide by 5. Don't press percentage sign, okay? Percentage average you have to write out as an average dividend. And that is only your NRR. The third one is bank rate premium, or they might have used the word interest rate plus risk premium. Just add it off. That is, bank rate is 10% and premium is 2%. So your NRR will be 12%. That you have to write it as a NRR here. The next one is FMP, future maintainable profit. Okay. Now, this is bit easiest also if you understand the concept in a practical manner. Future maintainable profit. Say for example, I am buying the business of one other person, say Mr. A. Okay. So what I will do, I will see their last 5 years or 6 years or 3 years as per my billing profits. I will write their net profit after tax. They will give me the data of net profit after tax only. See, I am a buyer. Future maintainable profit, I will see how much my profit will be maintained now if I acquire that company, right? So I will take net profit after tax, say for example for 5 years. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here I have written only 1 year. You have to write it of 5 years. Then I will add back the tax rate of seller's point of view. Now here my is Mr. A, right? So Mr. A's tax point of view, whatever is it, I will add back it. I will get net profit before tax. Then I will add all his personal expenses, because his expenses might not be my expenses in future. So he might have less it in the profit, in the expenses, so his profit might be less. Now we'll do the original profit by adding his expenses and less down his income. His income, that is Mr. A expense, I will add back, which will not my future expense. Okay, so here add back his personal expense, extraordinary expense, non-recurring or non-business expense. Then I will less all his income, which will not be my income in future. That is personal income, non-trade investment income. Sometimes there might be some accounting principle error, entries might be done. So according to that mistake, you have to add or less mistake in accounting principle heading, and you have to find it out net profit before tax plus total of this less total of this. You will get adjusted net profit before tax in 5 years, right? Now take that adjusted net profit year before tax of that 5 years average. That is, now take the average of adjusted net profit before tax. That total of 5 years divided by 5. You will get average adjusted net profit before tax. Now, as per me, some expenses what he might have not done, I have to do. So I will less that buyer's expense, my point of view. Add my income. I will get net profit before tax. Less tax, my slab rate. I will get net profit after tax, or I can say future maintainable profit. That I have to substitute over here. Okay. Divide by NRR into 100. I will get capitalizing value of FMP. That I will substitute here. Now average capital employed is calculated on 3 ways. Let's see. Okay students, now after calculating capitalizing value of FMP, we are going to jump to now average capital employed. If questions mention you two balance sheet, that is opening balance sheet and closing balance sheet, then you have two total fund, that is opening capital employed and closing capital employed. Just find it out, opening capital employed plus closing divided by 2. You will get average capital employed. But if your balance sheet start as on 1st January 2001, say for example, that is opening balance sheet, right? So you have opening balance given in the question. So it is your opening balance sheet capital employed. So average capital employed is equal to opening capital employed plus half of the net profit after tax. And if closing balance sheet is given, then average capital employed is equal to closing capital employed minus half of the net profit after tax. See to it which capital employed you have to apply for average. If question is silent, nothing is mentioned to you, then how you will calculate? Just see the date of the balance sheet. It is generally 31st March or 31st December or 30th June, means it is a closing. So this formula is applied to you. That is closing capital employed, total fund minus half of the net profit. Okay. Now, first method is over, second is over. Third, for valuation of Goodwill is capitalization of super profit method. So formula is goodwill is equal to super profit upon NRR into 100. How to calculate super profit? FMP minus normal profit. How to calculate FMP? That we have done in previous table. Normal profit is capital employed into NRR upon 100. Now here which capital employed we have to apply? Simple closing capital employed. That's it. You don't have to find out again average capital employed. Okay. And annuity method, fourth method is goodwill is equal to super profit or FMP or average profit, whichever is asked to you, into annuity factor. Annuity factor might be given to you in the question. If not given, then say for example, your discounting factor or cost of capital is 10% and the period is 5 years. Then 1 divided by 1.10 is equal to 5 times you have to press is equal to and then you have to press GT. You will get annuity factor of that particular sum. Okay? Understood?